Well, it appears the character assassination of Judge Amy Coney Barrett has begun. I'm Grid 7, and here's an article that lists a couple of these smears that are starting to come out. Former classmates and some sorority sisters allegedly signed a letter to the president of her alma mater, Rhodes College, smearing Amy Coney Barrett. She graduated in 1994, magna cum laude, and people who signed the letter graduated years before or after, which begs the question, how many actually knew her? I remember being in college, most people were around my same year. No, not many graduated the year she graduated. They were vicious in the letter in part, because she spoke at an event sponsored by the Alliance Defending Freedom, a conservative version of the far-left ACLU. The letter quoted the hate group, the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is a terrible group. This is an anti-right, anti-Christian hate group, and they called the ADF a hate group, which you got to call everybody else a hate group because that's the way it is nowadays. Now the SPLC compared ADF to the KKK. Of course they did. They're left-wing. And when you're left-wing, if you're not with them on everything, you're a white supremacist. That's just the way they do it. This is the same group right here that put Dr. Ben Carson on the list of alleged haters. They went after a black man. I remember that. I actually voted for Ben Carson. That was the guy I wanted on the ballot 2016. Liked him. Really liked him. And it was really sad watching the left attack a very distinguished African American with such racism. And the media didn't care. The letter's signatories say many were contemporaries or friends of and even sorority sisters of Amy Coney Barrett. And despite the respect many of us had holding for her intellect and even friendship many of us held or continue to hold with her, we are firmly and passionately opposed to her nomination. They advised on Facebook and asked people to sign. Said it's a vicious tactic from the typical Dem playbook. Said this is starting to sound like the Kovanov spear. Of course, did ACB get drunk or say something suggestive or cut someone's hair? Maybe she put her dog on top of the car. Maybe they'll get Ford to come on out and she was the other woman type thing. They questioned the truth about her record and LGBT issues and Roe versus Wade during her confirmation hearing, even though they really don't have any evidence for it. The signatories condemn Barrett for belonging to the Notre Dame chapter of the anti-choice group University Faculty for Life, and argue that the Federalist Society would only approve a nominee who is willing to overturn or seriously curtail Roe versus Wade. Roe versus Wade should be curtailed. Killing fully developed babies because they're inches from daylight is extreme. About 5 years ago, I saw a video, left-wing video, and there was one woman on there, very crazy, and she wanted to for abortion, she wanted the right to kill up to a year-old. Everyone else on that thing was appalled 5 years ago. Or maybe it was more than 5. And then just a couple of years ago when we had that big abortion thing going on, I actually saw more and more people pushing for this. That's how far extreme the left is going. Me personally, I'm a scientist guy, and if the baby comes out and can survive, breathe on its own, and survive outside the womb, and you kill it, that's murder to me. Plain and simple. I know a lot of people who were born premature. I've got cousins who their kids were born premature, and basically these people pushing these abortions would have killed them. But that's for whatever reason, they think that's okay. Nadine Strusser, a former president of the ACLU, wrote, "An organization whose overall work I admire and support, the Southern Poverty Law Center." Of course she would support that one. They're both left-wing nut jobs. Has labeled ADF a hate group. I respectfully dissent from this label. She warned that such a condemnatory blanket classification suppresses conversations we need to have and voices should be heard. That's actually a smart thing. I mean, it's to the point where if you disagree with, especially a leftist, on somebody, you're some sort of ist or ism, and that is designed specifically to end debate. That's all that is. It's a personal attack on you. It's designed to deflect the debate and make you defend yourself. I've had it happen to myself many times, and now that I recognize it and see it, I actually come back and go, you don't want the debate, and you don't know anything. Turns it kind of around. They're suddenly, Arr. But Mickey Weinstein, founder and president of the Military Religious Freedom Foundation, also condemned the accusation. In my long years of fighting for what's constitutionally right, I've come to personally know several senior ADF lawyers extremely well. Their religiously based positions, I and MRFF totally reject. However, the integrity, compassion, character, empathy, honor, and concern for their fellow humans, I will steadfastly affirm. I have seen it, and I have lived it, he wrote. Rather than a hate group, he said he considers ADF dear friends. You can disagree with a group and still have respect for them. I don't have respect for the ACLU anymore because they're completely political. It's all left-wing. I rarely see them defending a right-wing group anymore. ADF has debunked the SPLC smears, but you won't find that in the letter. ADF is not linked to homosexuality and pedophilia, which the SPLC is now using to try and smear the ADF and ACB. I mean, the left does it. Why not assume everybody does it? The Southern Poverty Law Center almost got a lot of Family Research Council people killed. I didn't read that article. The organization is a legal scam. It's a based, hate-filled group and should never be taken seriously. Also today, the AP came out with the debunked story that due to ACB's religion, she believes in the subjugation of women, which makes me scratch my head. Here you've got a strong woman going for the court. Her entire career has been about strong women, and she believes in the subjugation of women. Yeah, I'm not buying that. I mean, is ACB not allowed to hold any beliefs? Or is it she should only hold the beliefs the far left wants? I mean, really, they're going after her. You want to see sexism? All this type of stuff. It's on display by the left right now against Amy Coney Barrett. Open your eyes. You'll see it. That's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next video.